Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to PVTV. I'm Stu. We're live on Facebook and YouTube. We've got plenty of comments dropping in already. It's good to see you all. First thing we are going to look at today is the SA-H21 EDGE, and then we'll have a little bit of a deeper look into the MOSFET that is inside this, because having such a high-end electronic unit inside what is essentially a starter budget platform is absolutely incredible. It gives you tons and tons of features, and we'll go through a few of them later. But first thing, the SA-H21, bit of a mouthful, EDGE 2.0. What is it? What can it do? And what features does it have? If you've got any questions, drop them down below. We'll flash them up and make sure they get answered as quickly as possible. And it's always good to talk to you. Unlike yesterday with the G36, this comes back to the 14mm counterclockwise thread, so all the standard accessories are going to fit on this, and you can make this thing look very, very cool. Bit of a longer barrel, carbine length 15-inch barrel, and you do have the first sling point on the gas block just at the front here. Another reason why we've brought this one out as well, this is one of the brand new bronze variants that we have. So this comes in all black and a almost like a jewel tone, so you get tan accessories and a bronze front rail. The optics on this, the front one is a fixed pin. There is absolutely no adjustment on that. It is just fixed in place. There's no elevation, no windage or anything on that, but with an Allen key you can remove it if you wanted to put optics on it. The rear one is an aperture style, and rotating it just changes the size of the aperture that you look through. You're probably just going to leave it on the largest one because it's easiest to see through, and with it being airsoft, it's just trying to get a clean side picture. The iron sights do work actually very, very surprisingly well on this, so if you haven't got the budget for an optic, don't worry, these things are perfectly fine to use until you can get yourself a holographic T1 or a short dot or something like that. So with the rail at the front, it is quad riz rail. So you have 20mm riz along the top, left, right, and bottom. The grip that is attached to this is included, and then you can see it is sort of slightly angled backwards, just a bit of comfort. Nick Kronos on Facebook. Sorry, this isn't about this, but will you be able to will you be getting Nuprol lipo chargers back in stock very, very soon? Nuprol is ordered weekly, so most of the time, if you hit the email back in stock button, especially with Nuprol, within a couple of days, that will most likely be back in stock. So the grip on this is included. It is a flat-bladed screwdriver to attach it. You don't have to take it all the way off. It does click on, and then you tighten it up, and there is a little cap at the bottom, so you can store a battery or something in there, a little CR123 or something like that. So you've got plenty of real estate for pec boxes, grips, torches, anything you want on the front. You could even put a 203 on this. There's plenty of space to kit this thing out. The receiver itself, you still have the 20mm rail across the top for optics. 9 times out of 10, what I like to do is stick the optic across the rail receiver gap. It just seems to be the most comfortable and best eye relief spot for me. Jack on YouTube, sorry this is about that, but he's asking about chargers. Just answered that one, never mind. But yeah, just hit the email back in stock button, and as soon as they come back in stock, it'll flick up and you'll get an answer straight away. 9 times out of 10, Nuprol is ordered every week or every other week. So that'll be with you very, very soon. Sam on YouTube, why have you got 2 mags? I've got 2 mags because the EDGE series come with 2 mags. So these are 140 round mid caps. So you will need a speed loader to load these. You get the speed loader and you almost inject the BBs in about 10 at a time. They hold about 140, but in the EDGE series you do get 2, which is a massive, massive bonus, meaning that it's easier for you to stay on the field for longer. So controls on this, it is right-handed dominant, so the fire selector is on the left-hand side. So we have, currently, we have safe, semi, and full auto, but that can change by a few controls, and I'll go through the Aster in a moment. Mag release is on the right-hand side, and if you pull the charging handle back properly, you will find the blue rotary hop just in there. Rotary hops are just excellent for stability, a very constant down pressure, have very little movement when rounds are going through it. I know some hop units can sort of slightly change after a while, but the rotary just seems to be the most consistent that we have at the moment. And then once you finish, you press the bolt forward and that will click shut. Very, very cool blade trigger on this, so very easy to sort of bounce the trigger. If you do get your hands on one of these, you will notice that even in safe, there is a full trigger movement, and on any control, there is a full trigger movement. That's because there are no trigger contacts in this. It is all optical. With it being the Aster MOSFET that is in this, it is basically one step below a full Titan from gate MOSFET, so it is all optical and there is no contacts in there, so there's no metal on metal, nothing that can burn out or anything like that. So it is very, very consistent and hugely customizable, so we'll come on to that in a moment. Coming to the back, we do have sling points on the left and right hand side. There's 2 points on the left and a single on the right, and you still have more on the back of the stock as well. The stock itself, rather than it being at the top, into the back there, you press this, and that's how the stock slides back. It is a standard size stock tube, so you will be able to swap the stock around to anything else if you want a CTR or an Axe stock or a Nuprol or something like that. All swappable, and you can throw them on if you like. It is one of Specna Arms quick change spring systems. So if you do want to mess around with the FPS, that is totally doable. These things are coming at about 312, 315 FPS out the box. And I will say they do carry a bit of weight with them as well. These things are about 3.3 kilos roughly. In its collapsed form, it's down at about 80 centimeters, so it is a large platform. If you're looking for a case or something like that, the para cases, Nuprol rifle bags and everything like that are spot on for it. You're not going to fit it in anything small. You're going to need a case or a bag for this. And then when it is fully extended, it comes out to almost 90 centimeters. So this thing is a very, very big platform. Coming on to the internals then, where this thing has all of its really, really cool tricks. So inner barrel wise, it is a 390mm inner barrel, 40mm counterclockwise thread, like I've said, and it is a tight bore, so it does have a 6.03mm inner barrel. So this thing is going to be very, very accurate over to some great ranges. And with the Aster that inside, you do get this little card. What this shows you is how to change the settings on your fire selector, burst settings, battery protection, active braking, all these very, very advanced settings on a MOSFET that are incredible for a budget platform, basically. Basically, what the controls are telling you to do is you hold the trigger for a few seconds. It goes into a certain programming mode, and what you do is you can have you can change it to semi-auto. A lot of people are asking how to create DMRs and everything like this. The Aster allows you to do that electronically. So if your site allows an electronically set DMR, this is a perfect option. You've got burst settings, so you can have safe semi-burst, you can have safe auto, and you can even have a binary trigger on this. What that means is you'll be in safe, you'll be in semi, and instead of full auto, when you pull, it will fire, and when you release, it will fire. So it's fire, 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 fire. What that means is you can get a very, very fast rate of fire without actually full autoing. Gives you a little bit of advantage in some stages. It obviously does shut off that full auto completely, but it just gives you some very, very good options. Burst modes, so you can have 3-round burst, and what you can also have is a burst followed by a delay into full auto. So you can pull the trigger, it will fire 3 rounds, and then there'll be a short burst of maybe 2 to 3 seconds, and if you keep the trigger pulled, it will then kick full auto in and just continue to fire. LiPo protection, battery protection, so if you've got all sorts of different your LiPos and everything like that, it will protect the MOSFET against any short circuits, any battery problems, any overvoltage, anything like that. And all these are controlled by this little crypt card. Follow the information on the back, and you can just do this all on the fly. You don't really have to plug anything in. What we'll say in the box as well, this thing is wired to Deans because floating on YouTube, is it true that the M-Lock version isn't M-Lock? The other SA-21 is not an M-Lock system. The other rail has screw holes in it. So rather than it being an M-lock system, it takes proprietary style rails. So each there's a little screw hole in between each slot. So the sort of almost like cooling slots that are on this rail, they are all over there. I think the other one that you're on about, rather than it being an M-lock system, it has little screw slots in it. You can physically put bits of rail in it. There is one that is true M-lock, but there are various different types. Just make sure if you are after the M-lock one, you get the proper one. So as I was saying about the, it is a Dean's connector, so you will need Dean's batteries to make this function, but don't worry if you haven't got any, because in the box you do get an adapter. So if you've already got a platform and you've already got LiPo's batteries and everything like that, you do get an adapter. Means that you can stick your normal mini Tamiya on there. You can stick this in. You're going to add a very, very small amount of extra draw to it, but probably something that's not noticeable, especially with the Asters and everything like that. They are just very, very good for efficient battery use. I think with my Titan, I've managed to do 3 games without even charging the battery. Don't recommend doing that, but it was just on a whim going to games and just being able to play for long enough that the battery didn't need to be charged. It just means that you can stay in the game longer, you're getting more trigger time and all that kind of things. So for those that are just joining us, I'll throw a few, go back over a few of the features and just make sure everyone's got the information there. So it does have a 14mm counterclockwise thread for all your standard accessories that you're after. Oh, we've got Luke on Facebook. Is the H20 just a smaller version of this? Does it have the same bore barrel? So the prefixes and the titles are just model numbers. If it is an Edge 2.0, it will have all the same internals. 9 times out of 10, if it is an Edge 2.0 and it has the same prefix like a H or anything like that, this bit in the center and all this will be identical. The rail, color of the grip and the stock are the bits that they change. Apart from that, internally, they are identical. It's all, and it just gives them options to have different models and different ranges and things like that. So barrel, Orion gearbox, Edge 2.0s have Asters. Predominantly, there are some of the older Edge 2.0s that have the XASRs, but that is in the title as well. So it will either be an Edge XASR, an Edge 2.0, and Edge 2.0 Aster. So they are the sort of levels. Once it all settles down and they get all the new Edge 2.0s out, every single Edge 2.0 will be an Aster like this. And as I've said, the sort of core beating heart of it inside the receiver is the same, and it's the rail, length of barrel, and normally stock that is slightly different, and sometimes the optics. But inner barrel is still going to be a tight bore. Might be slightly different length. You're still going to have a MOSFET. You're still going to be on Dean's, and Edge are always coming with 2 batteries. Hope that helps. So, as I was saying, this does have a 6.03 tight bore barrel in it, 390mm. So it is very, very long in terms of sort of AR style. So you are going to be very, very accurate, very, very consistent over a very good range, and it does have all these really cool features with it. So the grip is included, 240 round mid caps are included, and the battery adapter in case you haven't got any Deans. You will have the little grip card that you can keep on you. So all the controls and everything, how to turn it into programming control and how to adjust it. Another fantastic product from Specna Arms. Think they will rival G&G. It's so when it comes to the difference between Specna Arms and G&G is getting very, very close to being personal preference, which means they're sort of on a level playing field. Obviously, having a Gate Titan in this does set it apart a little bit because not a Gate Titan, a Gate Aster, but having a Gate MOSFET in this does set it apart. It has more options in the MOSFET rather than just the option for burst and full auto, etc. It's much more programmable, and it is probably a much higher end MOSFET. But the G&Gs have just been absolutely solid, proven of being very, very tankish and just running all day. Most sites use them as rentals and everything like that. There are some sites that are moving to Specna, but when it comes to MOSFETs and everything like that, you're not really wanting to put MOSFETs in rentals because it does add to any repairs or anything like that if anything goes wrong. But with it being a gate, very rarely will, and you can always plug them in and diagnose them as well. If you have the USB slot, the computer and everything like that, you can diagnose things very, very quickly. So, Leo Ray on Facebook. Is it all polymer? No. So the barrel, I think the flash hider is metal. Yep. So barrel, flash hider, sights, rail, receiver, lower receiver, stock tube, and sling point, all metal. The grip, magazine, rear grip, and stock are all polymer. They are very, very. It's a very, very tough polymer. It's almost like a DuPont polymer or something like that. So I don't know if it's slightly reinforced or anything like that. I'll have to look in the manual, but it does feel absolutely rock solid. And even put together, there is very little to absolutely no wobble in this as well. It's been absolutely fantastically put together, and people throwing these around fields are a testament to that. That absolutely love them. So that has been the H21. Hope you've enjoyed it. There is absolutely tons of features on this. They are available in black and this bronze sort of dual tone variant. They both come with dual mags, so 140 round mags. They come with the Asta pre-fitted, ready to go. You have to do absolutely nothing to these. There's a lot of people that get their first platform and then start messaging saying, how do I upgrade it? How do I upgrade it? This is one of them platforms that you just simply don't have to do anything to. You get it and you put accessories on it. That's how you sort of upgrade this. Put a dot sight on there, put a PEC box on there, get some spare mags, get some spare batteries. You just don't have to concentrate on anything inside it. Joel on YouTube, what comes in the package for this? So everything that's on the table in front of me comes with it. The grip is included, 240 round mid caps, the battery adapter in case you don't have any Dean's batteries, and the little crib card of how to turn it into programming mode and how all the programming modes function. So all that comes with it. There is obviously little leaflets and pamphlets in the box for all the Specna Arms stuff, and I think there's a little poster in there as well. So this has been the H21 from Specna Arms EDGE 2.0. A lot of people have been asking when the 2.0 are coming back in. Here they are. So if you are after one, now is the time, because these are absolutely incredible for the budget that they are on. But yeah, hope you've enjoyed that. It's always great speaking to you. We'll be back again at 4 p.m. for another live stream. If there's anything you want us to talk about, by all means, drop us a message on Instagram. We'll throw it to the top of the list and speak about that rather than us finding something on the shelves. But if that's everything, I'll see you in a bit.